Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour for your morning Brews show with myself, the Kauff and The Roadman. The news today, Frenkie de Jong. Are we actually signing a world-class footballer? Ashworth is heading to Manchester United. More transfer news and some loan watch. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour here on the Coffee Company's place of chill. Sort of. But, David, how are you doing this morning? Are you still bunged up from yesterday?
Yeah, well, I'm getting a little bit better, but at the moment, my nose is like a waterfall, and just trying to get rid of everything, I think, at
Just
the
like
moment.
this news, it's like a waterfall. It's coming hurtling in.
Yeah.
But we're going to start off by seeing who is in the audience this morning. The usual faces. We got Sean Slater. Good to see you, Shawnee. The Guardians of the Pombo. We got Tony Rodriguez, Mr. Sweden. Andrew Gregory. Atanacron Wembley 1. Joris from Belgium. Hypo Noise. We got Scott Colliver. Good morning. Good morning, Fran. We've got MZ. We've got Colin Cross doing the Phil P. Woo! Or is that's the Welsh woo? What's the Welsh woo?
From the valleys and a woo.
Yeah, it looks like it. We got Mark Cousins, the sheriff. Good to see you, mate. And we got Bob down under saying good evening. It is evening in Australia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Let's talk about Loan Watch, David. Let's start off with the Loan Watch. We've got a couple of boys out on loan in Plymouth with Devine and Phillips. How are they doing out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think they played yesterday with Coventry.
Yeah.
And they've been getting massive plaudits, especially Phillips. He has been getting big props from a lot of the Plymouth fans and some of the commentators on the game.
Yeah.
Devine as well. He is doing absolutely wonderful. I think Brian's going to be really happy to see that.
Yeah.
But I seen a compilation of the game. I didn't actually watch it, but I seen a compilation of the game, and my word, he looked absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
He was skinning players. He was passing. He was moving fast. It was really, really good to see. And this seems like finally we've got two players who we're hoping come good at a club like a Plymouth who seems to be developing really, really well.
Yeah.
They all get a massive plaudits over there.
And Shawnee saying Devine got an assist last night as well. So that's wonderful news, isn't it? In a difficult league as well. I know we're looking at Plymouth and thinking, oh, they're only Plymouth. But the Championship's a difficult league. It's a really difficult league. I think these two boys are going to be really something awesome for us, especially Phillips. We know that Brian's absolute love for Alfie Devine. He's always said if he was allowed to buy a shirt, the first person he's buying is Alfie Devine. That's the plaudits that Mr. Daigle gives to this guy. But it's great to see them doing well, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And the league, I know people sometimes look down upon leagues like that, but it's a very physical league. Yeah, Rodon as well. Rodon is doing absolutely bits at Leeds. Their fans, every time I see it, they want to buy him. But it's a very physical league.
I can have him.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't like Rodon. He never worked out at Tottenham, but at the moment, he is playing his football. He's doing incredible at Leeds. So, hey, if he was to go there, now I love Rodon. Obviously, Welsh biased and all that, but I've always liked Rodon when he first came to the club. And for him to do what he's doing now and being at a club where he's genuinely liked, he's getting game time, then if they want to buy him and they get promoted, that's fantastic news for him.
Yeah.
And with Devine and Phillips being in the league they're learning how to be physical.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. It's not an easy league. It's not, for me, like, I know it sounds a bit bad, but I don't watch it enough, but I hear people speak about it. It's like the Spanish lower league, stuff like that, where it's not as physical. It's more of a less aggressive league.
Yeah.
Hence why Brian Hill can do so well there.
Yeah.
Because it's not that physical, so he doesn't need to use his strength. Whereas You're looking at that league, it's aggressive, you got to be strong, and they're doing well, and it's great to see because it's only going to benefit us in the end.
It's proof that the loan system is working, especially now. That was a really, I don't know who made the decision to say, right, Alfie, you've already done all you can do in League One, stick you in the Championship. That's a really good move, because usually what you do is to say this year in League One, next year in the Championship, and then you're in the first team. No excuses.
Yeah.
They've sort of fast tracked that. Alfie could be in the first team next year, not necessarily starting, but he could definitely be around the squad for those cup games, couldn't he?
Oh, most definitely. With the way he's going, 100% he could. He's got talent. The thing with Devine is he is a very talented lad, and he's a down-to-earth lad. He's about football. Simple as. He loves his football. He's got his head down, and he's doing bits there. And we hope he carries on.
Yeah.
We obviously, at the end of the season, he's getting the plaudits. You look at Oliver Skip when he went out on loan to Norwich.
Yeah.
The Norwich fans loved him. He was pretty much one of the reasons they got promoted that year before his injury. Yeah. After that, he's been a part of the first team since. Devine could hit this route where he has this loan now. Come the end of the season, you don't know if Andrew's looking at this now thinking, right, there's a player there. Cup games, injuries occur. We've got a player that we could bring on, because he is a really, really fantastic talent, and we can only develop him more. And loans are loans. Look at Harry Kane, how many loans he had before he came good.
Yeah.
Devine's looking good now. I'm not going to say he's going to be like Harry Kane, a completely different player, but I'm on about the loan and the way it's working. Devine and Phillips could end up in the first team next season. They really could.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. We've actually got a comment from a Chelsea fan. That's really helpful. If you do support another football team, he wasn't really given a chance. If you do support another football team, give us some topics, because the Morning Brews show, we are talking about things other than Tottenham. It is the morning news show. But Anirban, good to see you, Anirban, again. Good to see you. So big up, guys. Do you think Thomas Tuchel's job is in danger at Bayern Munich? Anyway, so nostalgic to see former manager Sarri probably smoking his head off, and Tuchel sharing the same touchline yesterday. What are your thoughts, Bayern Munich getting beat by Lazio 1-0 last night? Does Harry need to leave Bayern Munich to win trophy?
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think at the moment his job's on the line, but the Bayern owners are definitely looking at what's going to happen, because it's Bayern Munich. The league they're in, they own that league. They always have done. I mean, I think it's 11 years? I think it is. So 11 seasons they've consistently won the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're struggling. Champions League. When this whole Kane debacle was coming around, I had big arguments with Bayern fans saying, why is he going there to win a bloody German trophy? And they were like, oh, but we're going to go off and we're going to win the Champions League. We're favourites. I said you wouldn't. I said you're not favourites. And yet I got slated by him. I got hounded by him, name called, the law. Yeah, they're getting beat 1-0 by Lazio, and Harry Kane had 18 touches of the ball.
Yeah.
They were dreadful. And the red card for, I think it's Mpeke, is it his name is?
No, it's Upamecano, wasn't it?
Upamecano, that's it, sorry, yeah. That obviously changes the game.
Yeah.
But a team like Bayern, they should be able to handle one red card.
Yeah.
They were just dreadful.
Even be in that position in the first place. They should. A team like Bayern Munich should be battering Lazio. They should be absolutely. It's the first time Bayern Munich have lost to an Italian side in 13 years. Was a stat. That's mad.
It is, and I hate this narrative that Kane this, Kane that, Kane's taking the Spursy into Bayern. Well, hold on a minute. When you were winning games, Kane. The reason it is because Kane's left Tottenham. Yeah. Now you're losing. The reason is because Kane's from Tottenham.
Yeah.
No, Kane struggles in big games. He's done it for years. He is an unbelievable striker, one of the best in the world. But when it comes to pressure,
he cannot carry an entire team on his own.
No, he can't. And what you're seeing there is Tuchel's tactics were just not right, and it negatively affected Kane. But then Kane negatively affects himself in a sense when you're watching him play, because he tries doing the dropping deep. And I seen one clip yesterday, he dropped deep, tried to pass the ball out wide and gave it to the opposite team. One of the best strikers in the world having 18 touches in a Bayern Munich team against the Lazio.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That tells me it's not all down to Harry Kane. It's down to the team and it's down to Tuchel. Yeah. They are struggling. They are struggling.
It's dreadful. Their performance. When we speak with Kuva, and he said I would stop supporting the team almost if Thomas Tuchel came in. He is one of the four. He is a dreadful manager. I don't know how he got that job, but he makes Conte football look like prime Barcelona. It's so boring. They're finding out that they actually had a really good manager. They had a really good manager in Julian Nagelsmann who was doing really well for them, but they sacked him because they didn't like his missus. And now look where it's found out. He took his team, won a league, and now he can't do nothing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the season, if they don't win the league or at least win a trophy, that'll be the first year in how long they've actually not won something. That's when Tuchel will be sacked. The fans are already now starting to have them little doubts about Harry Kane. They're having little doubts about the team. The signing of Dyer, I was just about to bring Dyer. It didn't make any sense. It's great for us because he's finally out of the club. But why Tuchel? It was literally they signed Dyer to keep Harry Kane happy.
Yeah,
and they're in a position at the moment that they could actually go trophyless this season. And the thing is, Tottenham will be the ones who will get the grief. Oh, the Tottenham boys went over there, can't even win a trophy. I could name about 20 players that have left Tottenham and gone on to win a trophy.
Shout, actually, Thomas Tuchel will go and then they'll make Jurgen Klopp the manager.
That is a shout.
That's a shout.
What, back to Germany?
Yeah, that's a shout.
Yeah. And someone mentioned, that's what I was about to bring up. On the Morning Brews, we like to talk about other teams, being unbiased, taking away any rivalries or anything. We just like to give news of the day.
Yeah.
Including Tottenham, including other teams from what we just hear on the day that we think, people might like to hear.
Tottenham news every day. That is the problem with running a Tottenham Hotspur YouTube channel. Tottenham are a bit boring at the moment. There isn't really any news, and we've got to keep this show going. But good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, Mark. We got good to see Shamtang in here as well, and we got Cobber. Cheers, mate, for the five gifted memberships. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. The games aren't good to watch. Dragon D's Nuts, the best name in Spurs YouTube. So is it Munich-y? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I like that.
Dyer at Bayern. Wow, it's mad, right? And we got Bob Down Under with another gifted membership. Thank you so much, buddy. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Right, we got, let's have a look. We got a couple more comments. We'll talk about this later, Shamu. Good to see you, sir. Never be like City. No, they never will be. We will say Tuchel took a struggling team to the UCL in the span of 4 months. We literally dominated each and every team. You also had a really good side. And then, they had a really good side. And then
really good. But when you look at managers like this, he went into a Chelsea side that was struggling at the time. And he did fantastic. There's no doubt about it that in that beginning, Tuchel was unbelievable at Chelsea. But then there was a reason you sacked him, because in the end, he lost his way. Yes.
Johnson's going to get the blame.
But in the end, he lost his way. So that's the same as what I'm thinking is happening at Bayern. He's starting to go down that route of losing his way a little, and it's just not working.
Yeah. Right, the second news of the day. We're only going to spend 5 minutes on this because, honestly, I don't really care, but it's news of the day. Manchester United are continuing their recruitment plan, and they are currently eyeing up an offer for Dan Ashworth, the current sporting director of Newcastle United. That would be a very interesting. That'd be a very interesting turn of events, wouldn't it? Because we saw Newcastle get all this money from their new owners, but even with this money, they're still getting preyed upon by the big boys in terms of Newcastle United are a big club historically in terms of being a big club in Newcastle and being one of the hearts of the south in terms of being a one-team city, yada, 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 yada. But a Man United who are not in free fall, they're doing really decently at the moment, getting win-win, but the manager, we still don't know. They're still preying upon them. The big boys, when they want big signings from your club, you're still going to suffer, aren't you, David?
Yeah, most definitely. You look at the league at the moment. I've seen a few tweets this morning about other teams, not just Newcastle. I've seen Wolves fans, I've seen Everton fans moaning that, the big six come in and they take our best players and that's why we're in the position we're in. No, you're in the position you're in is because your owners don't know how to run your clubs properly. They spend copious amounts of money, end up realizing, well, hold on a minute, financial fair play, we've kind of messed up a little. Well, obviously, other teams who know how to run their club properly are going to come in and take your best players. And it's the same with directors of football, same as scouts. If they're doing well, the big six are going to come in and take them. This whole fallacy of big six, whatever it is, like us with Johan Lounge.
Doesn't it, Dave? The cream rises to the top.
Yeah, and these players look at the big six and think, well, hold on a minute, I'm going to get more money. I'm going to have more eyes on me. I'm going to get more sponsors, more media, everything like that. Of course, they're going to leave these clubs. And it's a shame. It shouldn't be how it is, but that is football. It's been like that for generations. United was one of the teams who would go after all the English talent in football and they would buy them. They would go after everyone. Any English talent that was coming up that was fantastic under Fergie, they'd go and get them. Yeah. So it's just the pyramid. It's how it works. That's how it is. And with United going after Dan Ashworth, it's the same thing. They're seeing what recruitment he did at Newcastle. Now, bear in mind, he was limited at Newcastle because of financial fair play and how the owners didn't realise that they couldn't just come in and spend millions upon millions upon millions. They signed some quality players. They got Joe Linton firing. I know he was already there, but, Eddie Howe's done wonders with him. Yeah. Guimaraes. Who else did they get? That Isaac. He is a fantastic player. So United are probably looking at that and thinking, well, look at the way he run the club. Newcastle were talked about. Yeah. Newcastle were moving up. Injuries decimated their season.
Yeah.
Without the injuries, I think Newcastle would be up there fighting for top 4.
Yeah.
So they're probably seeing that and thinking, right, we want that type of player in. I know he's got a relationship with someone within United already.
Yeah.
And Radcliffe likes him.
Yeah. It's this whole new where Radcliffe is trying to reorganise Man United. And with new ownerships, they always bring in their manager. So could Manchester United make a push for Eddie Howe as the new Manchester United manager at some point? Because that sounds like a glove that fits. Eddie Howe going to Man United, loves his English talent, plays good football, and me included, I really didn't like Eddie Howe as a manager at Bournemouth because you saw his teams always collapse defensively. I cannot say that anymore because his teams defend brilliantly at Newcastle. What does everyone in the chat think and in the comments down below? What does everyone think of possibly Eddie Howe being a manager of Manchester United? That's a glove that fits. That sounds like a really good appointment for Manchester United because he would understand how to run that football club in terms of as a philosophy. But that looks right, doesn't it, Eddie Howe to Man United? Imagine they could have that would be slightly scary.
It would be, yeah. The thing is, with Ten Hag the way he is, I can't see United wanting to keep him over the summer, especially if he doesn't get European football. Now, they are on the up. United are starting to fit, and I've seen fans slate Ten Hag and slate him as a manager and laugh and all that. If you look at the situation at United, how can you blame him for having such a poor start?
Yeah.
They had mass injuries. They had dramas with players being petulant children. They had other players, big name player within the club going off partying nights before a game and things.
Ronaldo there.
Ronaldo, the drama with that. And the fact that their owners, the Glaziers, don't like football. They're there to take the money. Now, my brother's a United fan. I talk to him with this a lot. The Glaziers are not there for the football. They're there for the money. They're there to take the money out. They're in copious amounts of debt, yet the Glazers are still taking money because they know if they sell that club, the debt gets paid and they don't have to spend the money out of it.
Yeah, they're taking dividends.
Taking dividends, yeah. That's it. So when you look at it in that sense, has Ten Hag done a really good job? Probably not. Has he done a bad job? Definitely not. He's been fighting against everything.
Yeah.
And we can say the same. If you look at Tottenham at times, we've been in that similar situation, albeit not as drastic, but some of our managers have had to fight against everything.
Yeah.
When Ange first came in, the club was toxic. The dressing room was shattered. No one liked anything. Now look at us.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about Eddie Howe, you don't know if in the summer Radcliffe goes, you know what? Complete change. Dan Ashworth in. We'll pay them massive compensation to Newcastle. Get rid of Ten Hag. We'll go get bloody Eddie Howe. Because I'm sorry, if Eddie Howe had the chance to manage United, he's going to go. He's going to jump. He's going to jump instantly, especially with, I think, Radcliffe's putting in 300 million.
Yeah, something like that.
So United could be back to where they used to be. Now, it doesn't always work out like that. These are hypotheticals. Yeah. But there is a chance United could get back to the way, and especially under a manager like Eddie Howe, who knows the football, knows English talent.
Yeah.
And Newcastle, bar injuries, were an unreal team. Now, you put that into a United where they can get better players than what Newcastle can.
Yeah.
United, like I said, United fans could be very happy with that. We won't be, but United.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, interesting times. And we're going to go for our news of the day. Tottenham have apparently made a €60 million offer for Frenkie de Jong. Frenkie de Jong, world-class midfielder, in my opinion. And we are offering him his astronomical wages of €600,000 a week. If he hits certain certain objectives. Andrew Gregory's already saying that Paul O'Keefe is saying no, it's inaccurate. But we're going to talk about it anyway because this is clickbait, and we like to talk about it. We got Joris saying, "Big up TIT, thank you for your brilliant content," and we got KPV for another 1 month. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for renewing your memberships. It helps us out a lot. Frenkie de Jong, that would be an unbelievable signing if we signed him, right? Going from Ollie Skip to Frenkie de Jong in the space of 2 seasons, that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it, David?
It would be unbelievable. It would be, but as we say it would be unbelievable, this transfer is completely unbelievable. Yeah. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Our transfer business over the past couple of windows has been young talent, and albeit he's not exactly old, but the price of him is not 60 million. There's no way in any universe that Barca are going to sell Frenkie de Jong for 60 million. What tier is it? I don't even think you could give that a tier. And Romero, I think his name is something Romero. Yeah. He used to be okay. I was a part of a big transfer news thing on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he used to be back a couple of years ago. He used to be good. Nowadays, he just chats waffle, to be fair. I know Build Sport came out, I think it was this morning, saying that the price tag of Frenkie de Jong's 80 million.
Yeah. But I think we would include Lo Celso in there. If we did.
We would, yes.
Let's say this is totally hypothetical clickbait. If we were going to offer €60 million, I'd offer Lo Celso in there as well. Frenkie, David is saying Ange will not want de Jong. I disagree.
Yeah.
I think he would kick both I love Bentancur and Basuma. Frenkie de Jong's on another level to them. He is awesome as a metronome, being able to pass the ball out, classy midfielder, that Ajax sort of style of football, being able to pivot on a sixpence. I think Ange would absolutely love him. It's whether we can afford the wages, but
no, there's no way in God's green earth that Daniel Levy will pay 700. I think it's
600,000 euro a week.
Is it 600,000 a week? There's no way. ain't no way Levy's paying that sort of money for a player on wages. We should do. If we want to compete and we want to go up there, they're the type of ways it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
And we'll offer him the chance to play with Timothy Atuba again, Bill.
Yes.
That's half the price of the Enzo. I don't. He's definitely not half the player Enzo Fernandez at the moment. Fernandez is a very, very good player.
Yeah, very good. Struggling, but obviously the whole of Chelsea have struggled under Pochettino. And we spoke that time, didn't we, on Morning Brews, saying that the team needs to come together. It's not just on Poch. Yeah. It's not on the owners. It's on the players as well. Now, you look past a couple of games, they're starting to, come together as a team. And that's all they need to do. Enzo Fernandez is a fantastic player. They just struggle.
Frenkie de Jong, though, at Tottenham would be brilliant. Frenkie de Jong with Maddison in midfield. That's proper sexy, that is. With Sarr being the engine. That's a sexy midfield. That's a
midfield that wins you something.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have that. That would be an absolutely brilliant. They would never lose the ball. They'd just pass. It'd be fantastic. Yeah.
But then you imagine a midfield of that, De Jong, Maddison, Sarr, and then the subs you could bring on, Bentancur, Bissouma, them type of players. It'd be really, really good. It probably would never happen. But it's nice to dream about, isn't it? At the end of the day,
nice. It's no way going to happen, is it?
No.
And then say, which one will you rate more? Poch's Spurs? It's too early, but at the moment it's Poch's Spurs. That Poch team was ridiculous. That Poch team.
The 15-16, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think, didn't we go unbeaten at home?
Yeah.
At White Hart Lane. Yeah, no. Poch's Spurs was unreal. But don't bear in mind, the players he had back then, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Rose was on fire, Kyle Walker, Ericsson in midfield.
Yeah.
Some of the players Poch had then were unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yes, Joris, yeah.
What's the chance of this Frenkie de Jong deal happening, David? It's not happening, is it?
No, not at all. It makes, from a fan point of view and from a point of view of any team, it makes sense buying a player like Frenkie de Jong because he's unbelievable. For Tottenham, the way our transfer business is done, the way we're buying players, this was a stupid random rumor that some put out just to get clicks and likes.
Yeah.
We've got Lucas Bergvall coming in, right? Who, Alistair Gold, I think he said it, has been from I think it's from Norway, is it? Or Sweden? Sweden, I think, or something like that. They were saying he's pretty much that Frenkie de Jong type of player.
Yeah.
Obviously, he is years and years and years away from that, but he's got them similar traits to him. Now, we're buying kids. We're buying young players. We've been linked with another kid, a winger, I think it is, or something like that. Some 17-year-old, again. We're buying young players. We're not going out there going to spend 80 million and 600K a week on a Frenkie de Jong.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. And if Spurs fans think that's what's going to happen, change it now, because it won't. We're going to buy young players who are on low wages, and we're going to build them up. Look at Sad and Adogi when they first came in. They were on 10 grand a week. 10 grand a week. Yeah. Immediately, we gave them both new contracts. Yeah, now they're both on 50 grand a week.
Yeah.
That's £100,000 a week between two players.
Yeah.
So if you put that into context, getting a Frenkie de Jong, that's 6 players on 100K a week. No, that'd be 12, sorry, because you give them all 50K a week. There's 12 players there of wages.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. Never happening.
David is saying, worrying about transfers when we have 5 months. This is when we should be worried about transfers.
Yeah.
I reckon Ange is looking at transfers. He already knows what he can do to make his team a winning team. All he needs to do is for the recruitment team, Ange doesn't need to do nothing because he's already given the job description to Lang, to Paratici, to McKenzie, and to obviously the chairman. Those boys need to be round the clock now, getting everything in line, get all your ducks in line, and when the first day of the transfer window happens, bang, 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 bang. But, of course, it will never happen. We got loads of comments. Apparently Dele has played his last game for Everton. I think that's after he went to the Tottenham game. I don't think he's ever playing there again. 50 million plus Lo Celso. I'd offer them 70 plus Lo Celso, and they might take that. Currently outside Turf Moor. What a dump. I mean, it's a great stadium. We've got more chance of signing Leandro Deman. I agree. Bergvall, the Swedish lad, absolutely. Bang average. We need a marquee signing to show it in. We absolutely do. We absolutely do need. Fran says she can't see Dele returning to football. I think he can drop down the league.
I think he will.
His love for football. Cairo is saying, speaking of Poch, can I ask, if Chelsea win the Carabao Cup but finish 10th, is that already better than anything he's done at Spurs? Yes.
Yes, 100%. We're not going to be biased here. We're not going to be, joking about or anything like that. If Poch was to go and win the Carabao Cup, he has a bigger legacy than he did at Tottenham because he failed to win trophies. And it's not like he didn't have chances. He had numerous chances to win trophies and he didn't. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Amir Banis, you sure it wasn't Frenkie Dettori? Yeah, maybe. Spurs recruitment has been really great, and you should definitely go and set an example. Yep, we do need a marquee signing now, a near ban. I don't want to spend that type of money anyway. I'd rather buy 5 young promising players than the Dion. We do need a marquee signing, don't we?
Yeah, we definitely do. We need that big money player. But for me, it's going to be, and I'm worried about it, but for me, I think it's going to be a Gallagher player like that who is not a marquee. I don't like him. I don't rate him. I've said it for ages now that I don't rate him. We need a marquee signing like a striker.
Yeah,
you want to go and get a marquee signing, go and get an, I know it sounds stupid, but go and get an Osherman or someone like that. That's a marquee signing.
Yeah. We don't have 150 million euros.
No, I know. Yeah, I know we don't, but I'm just saying, you want to go make marquee signings. You need to strengthen our front line. We really do.
Yeah. You could if he wins a trophy, then that's him with a bigger legacy. Joris is saying I want Bakayoko at PSV. He's a very good player.
Fantastic.
He's a good player. Son at left back didn't help Poch. No, it didn't.
No.
Should have got
clean up. Yeah.
More chance of for Luke de Jong. We need a quality striker in.
Yeah.
I need a big money player, to be honest. Neto would be perfect, but still not marquee. Gibbs White would be fantastic. White. I want Matoma. I would love to have Matoma at Tottenham. I think that'd be a fantastic signing. But that is us for the morning news show. Thank you, David, for joining me as always, sir.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone in the comments. Make sure you smash a like, do the sub and all that. It's great doing this morning show, getting random news, talking to other fans from different clubs. And we like doing that. On this morning show, we like to be unbiased. We like to talk about other clubs and not sit here slating them or being, like other YouTube channels are. We are trying to be unbiased and give news as best we can. So, yeah, thank you all for joining us.
Absolutely. And another reminder, please subscribe to the Coffee Company, my other channel. It would really help me out a lot, guys. The link is here. Please help us get closer to 700 subscribers. That would really help me out. Thank you all so much for watching this week's show. We will be back tomorrow for Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. And it's the return of Mr. Daigle. So join in tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, if you smell what the Kauff is brewing,